34-year-old Trent Russell of Nebraska was working as a transplant coordinator at the time. He was also charged with publishing that information on the internet at a time when public speculation about Ginsburg's health and her ability to serve as a justice was a matter of public debate. The jury acquitted Russell on that count. The famed Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris is coming back to life after the devastating fire in 2019.
The Gothic landmark receiving 3 new bells, including one that was used during this summer's Paris Olympics. The Olympic bell, a gift from the organizing committee, will sit next to 2 smaller bells above the altar where they will be rung during Mass, officials said. Notre Dame reopens to the public December 8th, marking a milestone in the painstaking restoration, modernization of the 861-year-old cathedral.
Fox is CJ Papa. I'm Lisa Becerra. This is Fox News.
The latest news and headlines as late afternoons continue on KFC News.
I'm Matt Pike with news. A philosophical response to a difficult turn of events as Republican Buchanan County Western District Commissioner candidate Everett Goddard Jr. awaits the final outcome of his race with incumbent Democrat Ron Hook. Goddard was up by 104 votes until absentee ballots flipped the script, and he was down by 20. The margin is close enough to trigger a recount. Goddard says he'll stick to his day-to-day life while waiting to see what the final results are.
You know, I run a bake shop in the South End. I'm a subcontractor for the Navy, so just go on, just keep working and see what happens.
Goddard received 7,831 votes to Hook's 7,851. If after all the ballots are counted and possibly recounted, he still finds himself short, Goddard doesn't plan to give up.
Well, if I lose for sure, I'll see you in 4 years.
Provisional ballots must be processed by the Buchanan County Clerk's Office, and overseas military ballots have until noon tomorrow to come in. The Missouri House will have a new majority floor leader in January. House Republicans today chose Springfield State Representative Alex Riley for the post. Riley succeeds fellow Republican John Patterson of Lee Summit, who will be the next Speaker of the Missouri House. Riley will also be the first House Majority Floor Leader from the Springfield area in nearly a century. In addition, Bowling Green Republican Chad Perkins was chosen to be the next Speaker pro tem. After an exciting weekend of basketball tipped off the women's college basketball season, more action is coming this weekend in St. Joseph. Over the 2 weekends, St. Joseph is hosting some top caliber Division II women's basketball teams, such as last year's champion, Minnesota State. St. Joseph Sports Commission Director Fred Easley says when top caliber teams come to town, the community, for lack of a better term, adopts them as their own.
Our defending national champion Minnesota State from Mankato, the Mavericks. Folks will remember how they played up and down, a really exciting style of basketball. You know, just in going back through some of our photos and our media that we did about the event, we had a lot of especially young players in St. Joseph that kind of grabbed on and attached to the Mavericks. Maybe saw them out and about, took some photos.
Easley notes that Mid-Buchanan Middle School did a program with Texas women during last year's Women's Elite 8. Actually attended a summer camp in Dix with the team. This weekend will feature 8 teams from the Division II Central Region, including Missouri Western. That'll start Friday at 0 at 12:30 and continue through Saturday. The so-called mayor of a homeless camp in Kansas City has been indicted by a federal grand jury of drug trafficking. 62-year-old Ricky Lee Myers, known as the mayor, is charged with possession of methamphetamine within 1,000 feet of a school with the intent to distribute. That's news on Matt Pike. These stories and more in JosephPost.com.
Where do my friends and other students find their voice? We find our voice through the performing arts, along with millions of other high school students. By expressing yourself in a role on stage, through an instrument, or at the debate podium, the performing arts give us freedom to find ourselves, to find our place. The stage is where I can play, perform, and compete with my friends. Is where creativity meets courage. Encourage the students in your life to find their voice through the performing arts. This message presented by the NFHS, where we encourage all students to play,
continue on 680 KFEQ and 95.3 FM St. Joe. Now here's your Ag News.
In for Nathan Steedley, I'm Ryan Spade with Ag News. Industry analysts say the Farm Assistance and Revenue Mitigation Act, sponsored by Mississippi Representative Trent Kelly, may be too much money for Congress. The estimated $21 billion cost might make things more difficult for a new farm bill. Kelly says his bill keeps farmers in operation despite high costs and lower commodity prices, and it's supported by a dozen of America's biggest farm groups. Analysts in a Farm Doc Daily blog estimate that for the major commodities with a specified payment rate calculation outlined in the legislation, the Farm Act would result in $21 billion in ad hoc support payments to farmers. The bill may also be interpreted by those on Capitol Hill as evidence of U.S. farm policy shortcomings, and that may delay work on the next farm bill in 2025. Kelly's bill allows payments of up to $350,000 per farmer. The farm program typically sets a limit of $125,000 per farmer. The House and Senate Agriculture Committees will see changes to membership during the 2025 legislative session. Farm Policy News says at least two incumbent members, New York Representative Marcus Molinaro and Ohio Senator Sherrod Brown, were not reelected. Representative Molinaro had served on the committee since his election in 2022 and lost his race to Democrat Josh Riley. On the Senate Ag Committee side, incumbent Brown lost his race to Republican challenger Bernie Moreno. There were several incumbents who won re-election, including Deb Fisher, a Nebraska Republican who held on to her Senate seat, besting challenger Dan Osborne. Iowa Republican Zach Nunn held on to his House seat in Iowa's 3rd Congressional District. Democratic Illinois Representative Eric Sorensen is returning for a second term, as is Andy Craig, a Minnesota Democrat. In New Mexico, Democrat Gabe Vasquez won a second term, and Representative Johanna Hayes won re-election to the U.S. House, representing Connecticut. Find more at stjosephpost.com.
I always have to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path of data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper said, the limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled for alternative routes, routed in a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at taylorpaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
Young farmers don't listen to the radio, right? Wrong. In a recent survey, 74% of young producers said they get their most important agricultural information from their trusted farm radio station. Surprised? Don't be. If you think about it, it makes perfect sense. Radio is the perfect companion because it goes with you everywhere. Whether you're in the shop, on the combine, or in the truck, farm radio is right there with you. This message brought to you by the National Association of Farm Broadcasters. As an educator, Mr. Nelson's teachings are still being quoted in school.
Education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world.
Mr. Nelson taught hope
Everyone can rise above their circumstances if they are dedicated and passionate.
and giving our best effort.
It's always impossible until it's done.
Mr. Nelson Mandela's teachings not only united a nation, they inspire us today. For inspiration, pass it on. PassItOn.com.
Hi, I'm Gary LeVox. One thing you know about me is I used to be the lead singer of Rascal Flatts. But what you might not know is I now use my voice to support paralyzed veterans of America. Did you know buses and trains are accessible, but airplanes aren't? It is why I support DVA. Today, DVA is fighting for accessible air travel, a basic civil right for our nation's disabled veterans and all people with disabilities. Our nation's heroes fought for your independence. So join me in the fight for theirs at DVA.org.
I'm Matt Pike with News Briefs. From winning a close race to losing narrowly and then to uncertainty, Republican Buchanan County Western District Commissioner candidate Everett Goddard Jr. experienced a roller coaster of emotions on election night. Now, both Goddard and Ron Hook await the processing of provisional ballots at the complete counting of overseas military ballots, which have to come in by noon tomorrow. Both Goddard and Hook expect a recount of the election. U.S. Army Corps of Engineers officials have announced water flows from Gavin's Point Dam into the lower Missouri River will be reduced later this month. The Corps of Engineers preparing flows from Gavin's Point into the Missouri for the winter months. Currently, the Corps is releasing 32,000 cubic feet of water per second. On the 22nd, they'll gradually reduce water flows by 3,000 cubic feet per second until reaching 15,000 per second. Eventually, water release will be reduced to 12,000 at the winter rate. This week's heavy showers and flooding have one positive note, a big improvement in Missouri's drought picture. The latest U.S. drought monitor shows nearly a third of the state no longer experiencing drought conditions. The so-called mayor of a homeless camp in Kansas City has been indicted by a federal grand jury of drug trafficking. 62-year-old Ricky Lee Myers, known as the mayor, is charged with possession of methamphetamine within 1,000 feet of his school with the intent to distribute. The Missouri House will have a new majority floor leader in January. House Republicans today chose Springfield State Representative Alex Riley to the post. Riley succeeds fellow Republican John Patterson of Lee's Summit, who will be the next Speaker of the Missouri House. And Silver Dollar City has been nominated again for USA Today's list of the best theme park holiday events. Amusement park near Branson has won the honor 6 times before. That's news. I'm Matt Pike. You can find these stories and more on our website, stjosephpost.com.
The time had come to sell our home, so we got an appraisal.
It was really low, so we made some changes.
Art, photos, anything that gave away our race went into storage.
The second appraisal came back much higher.
Black and Latino homeowners are twice as likely as white homeowners to get low appraisals. If you believe your home has been unfairly appraised because of race or national origin, contact HUD at HUD.gov/fair housing. Everyone has a right to fair housing. A message from HUD and the National Fair Housing Alliance.
Hey there, it's Mike Rowe, and if you're out there getting dirty, do me a favor and remember to call or click 811 before you dig. When I say dig, I refer to any activity requiring boring, tilling, drilling, probing, reaming, plowing, broaching, or even scoping. Anything that causes you to roll up your sleeves a little and dig in requires you to first connect with 811 so that you can avoid all those buried pipes, wires, and cables underground. So call or click 811 before you dig and visit safeexcavator.com for more information.
This is Sergeant Shane Hucks. If your vehicle breaks down while you're traveling, move off the roadway. Call 911 or star 55 for assistance. Then wait inside your vehicle until help arrives. You are safer remaining inside your vehicle than standing outside near traffic. Avoid stepping into the roadway, and drivers may not see you. Far too often, stranded motorists are struck standing in or near the roadway. Choose safety. Stay inside your vehicle. This is a public service announcement from your Missouri State Highway Patrol.
Moving Day, a walk for Parkinson's, is happening around the country this spring. More than just a walk, Moving Day is a fun experience that unites the community in the fight against Parkinson's disease. Parkinson's doesn't stop, and neither will we. So let's get moving. Join the Parkinson's Foundation to learn more and register for an event in your area at movingdaywalk.org. That's movingdaywalk.org.
I'm a wife and the mother of 2 kids. And when I get to work in the precinct house and put on my uniform, I can tell you, as a police officer, we're building partnerships. This should be happening everywhere. So the police should be reaching out to this community. And this community should reach out to the police. That's the way to make this a safer place.
Start the conversation at First Stop Line. To learn the 5 things you can do, go to ncdc.org/prevent violent crime. A message from National Collaboration Hospital Bureau of Justice Assistance.
Did you know that heart transplants don't last a lifetime, and the average is 17 years? 1 in 4 children face a chance of needing another within 5 years. Enduring Hearts is the only nonprofit dedicated to funding research that helps kids with heart transplants live longer, healthier lives. Enduring Hearts has funded research in the leading institutions across North America, and we will not give up. Please join our mission to save lives and consider donating today at enduringhearts.org.
KFC Sports.
I'm Matt Pike with sports. The Chiefs are gearing up for their Week 10 matchup. The Kansas City will host the Denver Broncos Sunday afternoon at Arrowhead Stadium. Wide receiver Juju Smith-Schuster, defensive tackle Tershawn Wharton did not participate in yesterday's practice. Wide receiver Nicole Hartman, running back Reed Hodgins, defensive end Baptist were limited during the session. Head coach Andy Reid says that even though his team is undefeated, he knows they can play much better than they have been.
This game's been close. I'm proud of the guys for playing for 4 quarters and hanging together for that time. But we're all kind of working in the same direction right now, and that's important to see if we can improve as we go.
Kansas City and Denver will kick off at noon on Sunday. Pregame program history. Missouri Western earned the number 2 seed for the first time since 2017. Will face number 7 seed Nebraska Kearney in the MIAA quarterfinal match at noon on Sunday.
Is that all right?
Washburn secured the top seed after defeating Emporia State to claim the MIAA regular season championship for the second consecutive season.
How long's that one?
Oklahoma rounded out with the top 4. Will host the opening round at their
Don't really want Mexican right now.
Basketball season is here, and the Civic Arena is the home for all sorts of events through the season. This